One of the things that I haven't said in a long time, but I used to say a lot, is history is prophecy. So if you look at the lives of the patriarchs, the things that happen in their lives happen to their children. So for example, we have the business today with Abram going down to Egypt and being afraid of being killed and sort of leaving Sarah, or Sarai at that point, out in the wind. Well, the same thing then happens to his son, Isaac. And so you have things that keep repeating themselves in history. If that's true, and I believe it is, what I'm suggesting is the first battle in the Scripture is prophetic. It's important. There's a lesson we have to learn from it, and it's in there for a reason. So I'm in Genesis chapter 14. So in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goim, these kings made war with Berah, king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is, Zoar. And then we go through that there's 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Kedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came and defeated the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karnaim, the Zuzim in Ham, the Amim in Shaveh Kiriathim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran on the borders of the wilderness. And they turned back and came to En-Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and defeated all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who were dwelling in Hazan Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of so forth, go out and they lose, and the kings from the east then scoop up Lot and his entire family and head north. So you got 4 kings from the east that are going to be defeated then by Abram. And once he finds out that Lot has been scooped up, he's going to take 318 of his guys, who are described, by the way, as trained soldiers, and he's going to head north. He's going to catch them up north of Damascus, and he is going to destroy them and chase them clear up to the Euphrates River. What this is a foreshadowing of the 4 beasts of Daniel. And the final battle is there's going to be 4 beasts, and the 4 beasts represent Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, and then the final beast, which the Jews regard as Rome. So I'm now in Daniel chapter 7. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel saw a dream and visions in his head as he lay on his bed. And he wrote down the dream and told the sum of the matter. Daniel declared, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea. The great sea, by the way, metaphorically, is the Gentiles. And 4 great beasts came up out of the sea. So these are Gentile empires. So 4 great beasts came out of the sea, different from one another. The first was like a lion with eagle's wings. Then I looked, its wings were plucked off, and it was lifted up from the ground and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and the mind of a man was given to it. And behold, another beast, the second one like a bear. It was raised up on one side. It had 3 ribs in its teeth. It was told, arise, devour much flesh. After this I looked, and another, like a leopard, with 4 wings of a bird on its back, and the beast had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, terrifying and dreadful, exceedingly strong. It had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces and stamped what was left with its feet. So those are the 4 beasts. So now let's go to Revelation 13. How many beasts do we have in Revelation 13? You just have 2. And the beasts are motivated by the dragon. But look at that first beast. Now I saw a beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns, 7 heads, and 10 diadems on its horns, and blasphemous names on its head. And the beast I saw was like a leopard, its feet were like a bear's, and its mouth was like a lion. So where have we seen a leopard, a bear, and a lion? Those are 3 of the 4 beasts in Daniel, aren't they? And then we have another beast coming up. So what I'm suggesting to you is Revelation only has 2 beasts, but those 2 beasts represent all 4 of the beasts in Daniel. So, coming back now to Genesis. What you have is 4 kings coming down. And by the way, these are 4 Gentile nations, just as the 4 beasts in Daniel represent Gentile empires, and they make war against the people of God, Abraham. The point that Rabbi Kahn makes, which I had never thought of until he just sort of casually mentioned it, is the idea that you've got 4 kings, then you've got 4 beasts which represent empires in Daniel, and you keep getting the people of God against 4 Gentile powers. And as I led this thing off with, history is prophecy. So the idea then that the patriarch, the beginning of this entire story in the book, if you will, has a war with 4 Gentile nations, you can expect then to see that again and again and again, until we get the final one when Yeshua himself will go against the beast and the dragon that's behind him and will in fact ultimately prevail. Please consider becoming a sponsor. Please visit crimsonthread.com/purpose for an explanation of what we're doing and perhaps to become a sponsor. Thank you.